All right, guys. Well, here we are. This is going to be the last live that we do for a good while. I ain't gonna lie to you. Until I return one day in the future, which it probably is. I'll give you guys maybe an update about 7 days from now ish, the 14th, which is, or maybe I might do it the 15th. I really don't know yet. But so on the 14th, there's a community collaboration that is dropping, right? And so what I'm gonna start doing, we're gonna switch from doing these lives every day to not even doing it weekly. I don't know if it's gonna be a monthly thing. I'll give you an update on the next one, which might be a week from now. But we gotta change some things up based on some things that are happening in the world. Means that it's time to lock in, really, because it's now or never, basically. But when I return, it's gonna be way different, right? It's gonna be more value provided in each video. I know there's value in all the videos that I do, but it's gonna be more compact, if you will. And so we're gonna probably switch from doing lives to like that's gonna be once in the blue to doing weekly videos. I'm not sure exactly on the date. Like I said, I'll update you guys on the 14th on that, right? Um, but we're going to change some things up. And so the reason why is because we just gotta we're gonna switch up the description. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek to what the description's gonna be like. I left the description in this video blank for a reason. The reason why I left it blank is because I'm going to switch up all the descriptions here in the near future. And so what's going to happen is one thing is going to be a quiz, right? I guess I gotta raise my hands up better. One is going to be a quiz. One is going to be the text me, right? Another one is going to be an application to join the Tree of Knowledge, which I'll give you the name on it. And then the fourth thing, which this is in no particular order, the order is going to be different from how you see it. And then the next thing is going to be joining the community. But the community is not going to be on school no more. We're going to switch it to house it on our own platform. And when we do that, it's not going to be an app just yet. That's going to be in the future where it becomes an app and you could just download it from the app store. Make your guys' life easier. But I'm gonna show you real quick how you could transform anything that you're looking at on Safari, because that's probably where you're gonna be. So let's say for the example, we have ChatGPT here, right? So we can go here. We click that I don't know, the share icon, right? So you click that share icon and then you go down and it says add to home screen. So then you click that, boom, ChatGPT, right? You could change up the name and then you add it to the home screen. And where the fuck is it? I didn't do it because I have ChatGPT. But for the example, this is like the beta, if you will, version of the community. But we click there and it goes straight to the Velasco Army, which is not going to be the name of the community. Um, but it will be paid for sure. I might do a 7 day trial, but it's going to be a paid trial, to be real with you, because all the information is going to be super valuable. There's a course that I'm dropping in there. This is over time, mind you, because I got to put the pieces together. It's like a 100 slide, if you will, course. And so when I record that in full, I'm probably just going to run through the whole thing because why not? And so when I run through that whole thing, I'm gonna go ahead and drop all the information in there, and you'll have access to that with the trial as well. I'm not gonna leave anything like locked for the trial or not. It's just Tree of Knowledge people are gonna have different stuff. But the course that is gonna be in there is actually something that I was planning on selling. Really, the value in it is like 25 to 50,000. I was planning on selling it for 10K, to be honest with you. But because of this new project that I'm working on, it allows me to give you that for free. What the fuck is that? It's like white. Anywho, so that's gonna be the way it works. Look out for the description box. Once that change, everything is fully functional and running, basically. But yeah, so you'll have access to it. It's like on the phone, right? It looks fairly clean. It works basically the same. Um, of course, I'm not logged in or anything. Um, and if you see the price and you got scared, don't worry. That's not the price. It's actually a better deal than that price. But anyways, this is like the final goodbye for a little while before the update, and then that's the official goodbye. So this is my last live until January 14th. And then that's gonna be my official last live until like a later date when I'm probably gonna tell you guys about it in a regular YouTube video. But don't worry, we have plenty of content that's coming through. We still have shorts every single day that are popping off. We have every 2 weeks or so. So after this one drops on the 14th, the community collaboration, which is like kind of like a podcast, if you will, of just talking to different people. That is going to be ongoing until Marchish. And then from there, it's in combination with like everything that I'm doing in the background. I actually have a lot of documents to go through that are just straight bangers, right? And so this is just a preview of what's going to be in the community aspect of things, which is frameworks, right? And so when it comes to the frameworks, um, let's see which one is this. Hmm, should I show you this one? This is like straight up mechanic related stuff. This is one of them. So this is probably the shortest one I have out of all of them. So that's the mechanic related specific stuff, right? And so when it comes down to that, I'm gonna just drop a bunch of information. You want access to those documents, then go ahead, join the community. And I'm probably not gonna give you the full document. I'll give you a decent amount of it because them shits is long as fuck. And so that's probably how it's gonna play out in the near future, right? We're gonna start this probably because we have, I want to say, on the 14th and like 2 weeks ish after that, we have another one, which I don't know if it's dropping in either beginning of February or the end of January. I forget, but somewhere around there. We're dropping every 2 weeks these community collaborations, and then after ish in between that, we're going to just be dropping weekly stuff, and then we're going to break those down probably into other shorts to like give you throughout the week and stuff as well. And so to stay tuned for that and all the other channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We have content all over the place on those as well. And so if you pay attention to my shorts on Instagram, Facebook, those sort of things I just kind of brush past and stuff like that and see, and I'm like, that's pretty valuable for other people to know, even though I know a lot of it when I see it. It's like most things don't come as a surprise to me anymore. It's like I expected it. It's kind of like the Venezuelan conflict. It's way deeper than you guys think. At the same time, it's like if you if you listen to the right people, let me say it like that. If you hear the perspective from the right people, it'll open your eyes to what you're actually seeing. And so it's like you're seeing one thing, they're talking about one thing, and it's really, I mean, the one thing that they're really talking about is the main thing. But it's a big deal. And so the coming future is going to be interesting to say the least. I'll leave those philosophies and stuff for, the people who are in either the community or the tree of knowledge. And in the community, for sure, I'm probably dropping something a week. Every single week I'll drop something in there. And then after that, you guys get it basically. So if you want to have the exclusive access to the content, then I guess join there. But if you're more of the free type of person, then stay here because regardless, you could comb through the videos and see the value that's already there. And so if you want to get your start, just go ahead binge watch because apparently we got a whole bunch of content. Our content is starting to become just like
Yes, for like the past
well,
5 years.
Our content is becoming just like the amount of docs I have, if you will. Because if we look at the channel, it says 245 views. It's pretty, I mean, videos. It's pretty decent that we made it here in such a short amount of time. Oh, here, I got it right here. So on the 14th, we got something dropping for you guys already set out. And on January 28th, we got another community thing dropping for you guys. But a lot of this stuff is already pre-scheduled. That's crazy that my other video is processing right now. Shit, not, oh well, processing will begin shortly. But anywho, there's a lot of content that we got going through the pipeline, and it's like we could scroll for a decent amount of eons, um, almost super eons, and just you wait. The content that's gonna be on the other platforms or my specific platforms are going to be way more abundant and way more specific in nature than anything that I mean it's I'm not the type to hold back, so if I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna tell you something. At the same time, I might miss something because it's not as organized or detailed because I'm just going off of the top of the dome usually when I'm doing these videos. So if you want to really get the details and everything, not skipping a beat, yeah, you're gonna want to pay attention to the description. But until then, you get to enjoy me at least one more time going live right here and just talking to you guys. And so the objective is really to create, I wouldn't say more quality content because you doing these lives is so super easy and I could just talk off the dome real quick. But for sure, it's like the quality, if you will, is okay. Like I haven't been using this light that's here. Like if I turn it off, you're gonna see that the quality goes to shit. And so it's like that's like a lot of the quality of the video, right? Or the videos. And so I'm gonna make sure production is solid. Stuff is definitely gonna be rearranged in here. We're getting rid of a decent amount of things only because we have so much stuff it's unnecessary, right? I have two PCs. That's unnecessary. I'm even thinking like, well, two PCs and a whole bunch of laptops. So it's like, do I need the PCs and all these or do I need all these PCs? I really don't at this point. Like everything that I need to do is apparently handled by USB, and then if I want to switch OSs, so that makes my life a bit easier. So I could turn a decent amount of my computers into other computers, if you will. And then because of the technical skills that I've learned over time, it's like if I need Windows, chill, I'll spin up a Windows VM. For those who don't know, that's a virtual machine, which is like literally, let's say, for example, this phone might have the capability to run Apple, Windows, and Linux all at the same time, right? And so I would have to allocate those resources from this device to split it off into multiple devices, right? And so like that's basically in the short sense what a virtual machine is. But but it's like plenty of access to go ahead and it's like if I need Windows, I don't have Windows right necessarily. But if I need Windows, like I'm sure I'll just grab Windows real quick. But if I don't necessarily need Windows, which a lot of times it's like I don't. It just if it's Mac, fuck, I need Safari. That's all I need really. And so it's like I don't necessarily need that much. Of course, when it comes to recording, the experience that I had, honestly, this is a super secret, if you will. OBS, if you learn how to use OBS Studios, that's a hell of a tool for you to be able to play around with everything. Like screen, you could do a screen recording of everything that you got going on, and you could also share specific screens and do specific scenes and all that shit. So it's like OBS is definitely the tool to use when it comes to doing all this stuff. The only reason why I haven't been using OBS is, like I said, computer went to shit and it tried to destroy all my information. But luckily, I'm smart enough to be versatile enough to figure out how to recover all that information without ever having to fuck around and touch the hard drive at this point. And so, with that being said, I also need to definitely clear out that hard drive for sure, or just reinstall Ubuntu on that thing and just call it a day. But the reason why I haven't done that is because like I have a decent amount of valuable information in there because I have a bunch of like hours and hours of content on that thing that happened over the time of like a month, really 2 weeks. But let's call it a month. And I filled up about 400 gigabytes of space, so that's pretty crazy and pretty decent at the same time. But with all that going on, because of the phase that I'm in, the information that I had on there, I'll give you a secret about what it is. It's actually an application that I was putting together. And so that was one of the big things that, besides the content, one of the big things that I cared about. That is now not, that's more of like the third thing that I should be concerned about in my whole process right now. So it's like I could just restart from scratch basically when it comes to that because I wasn't necessarily that far, but I did have a decent amount of work done into it. So to get back to where I was, is definitely in the future, it's not going to be that hard because if I use an actual coding AI to help me do all that shit, I'm sure it'll happen even faster. But so because I was going through the process of learning how to use Python and doing that whole process because I wanted to like do it manually, right? Because learning the skill is super valuable compared to just having something do it for you. Because then you won't know what the fuck is going on and you can't read your own code. And if you can't read your own code, you don't know what kind of shit is in there, right? So being able to understand at least the basics so that you could understand what's happening in the code is very important. But so most people usually just like kind of like what they do with ChatGPT. Whatever ChatGPT says is the truth. And so whatever code it spits out, it's perfect, right? It's not. You have to learn it so that you could give it its guardrails, right, if you will. But so that's what I was working on in the background and amongst other different things. But so two of the big projects, which that was one of them, got put on the back burner hard. And so because that happened and we're rearranging stuff, we're just focusing in. And so because we're focusing in, that means that I have to let go of a lot so I can focus on the little that actually would do the most damage, if you will. And so for me, it's not a losing of things, it's more of a gaining of brain power, right? And so if we have our if we're in survival mode, we're not really looking up long term. I'm in long term mode. So I'm always looking at, okay, how does this play out in the future? And so if you're looking at the Venezuelan conflict, or not conflict because it's kind of over at the same time. It was over before it started, but it really is starting now. This is just the beginning. But so in the short term, beneficial. In the long term, probably going to be hurtful. And so because of that, and so we're kind of hypocrites, but because of that, we now have to move differently, prepare differently because of what happened, which means locking into the little bit so that we could make that little bit grow massively and grow fast versus focusing on the lot because like you only have so many decisions that you can make in a day. So if you're literally deciding on every little thing, let's give you the example. So I currently only eat one meal a day. And so I went from eating, 3 meals, if not 4 meals, right, to eating 3 meals to eating 2 meals. And that was for a while. And now this year, it's like more so the end of last year, I was eating one meal. And now it's pretty much solidified in my one meal ways. And so imagine the decisions that you have to make when it comes to just your meals. I just eliminated 2 meals, right? So it's like, hey, do you want pizza? Do you want a burger? Do you want fried chicken? I'm black. Do you want, anything else under the sun? And now you got choices to make. Chinese food, halal food, like so many different foods, right? And so that's just one meal, and you have three, right? So it's like how many that was like five different choices. And then I have these five choices and I have to decide on one. Massive. Same thing with clothes. It's like if you have all these different clothes and you're like trying to mix and match with your outfit, it's hard. But if you have plain outfits and it's like, okay, all if you look at in the past of Steve Jobs and how he would dress and stuff, he wore the same shit. And so he had basically the same outfit for every single day. And so that was a play to get rid of that decision of what to wear and to focus out his mind on the things that matter, which was growing apple, right? The the game of diversifying is kind of for the sheep, if you will. If you look at all the people who've made it big, there was no diversification, right? You have Elon Musk. He well, there's some diversification for him, but his objective, if you look at it, is to be a multiplanetary species. That's the overall objective. So all these companies literally go towards that objective. Starlink. Okay, now you have internet on Mars. Uh, Electric car. Well, you can't have gas over there. So electric car, it will run because it runs from the sun, right? Solar company, solar energy. You have SpaceX. Well, you gotta get there somehow, right? So you need a rocket to travel there. So all of that is for the common goal of what he's looking to achieve. Let's say Amazon, for example. Jeff Bezos only focused on Amazon. That's it. We have Microsoft. Bill Gates only focused on Microsoft. That's it. Steve Jobs, Apple. That's it. There is no diversification. There is just them focusing on what they got going on, which is the one thing. There's a book on it. Never read it. I hear good things about it. But of course, if you focus on the one thing, it'll be a lot more increase to that one thing than it is if you're focusing on two, three, four, five. Focusing on too many things will distract you. And so by eliminating the simple decisions, and it's like, there's a decent amount of clutter on my desk right now, which I could clean up for sure. And so it's like that I could put to the side, that I could put to the side. This doesn't have to be on my desk. But so, like, by getting rid of all the clutter that you got going on, that allows you to empty or open up space in your mind too. So it's like decluttering. Well, if you have a lot of shit, I just put two things off my desk. It basically cleaned my desk pretty decently. But a lot of people have just a super mess on their desk. Don't look at that one in the back because that desk is a mess. But it's like there's items to sell. Once those items sell, disappear. Like the desk is clean. And so it's like that's the same play. And so it's like if you have too much shit, you're eventually gonna reach a point where you have so much shit that just instantly creates clutter. And so it's like you might have the most efficient fucking vacuum that does everything by itself, but if the floor has no space for that bitch to move, you're never gonna go anywhere because or should I say, nothing's ever gonna be clean because it can't move. Like have clothes on the floor, well, it can't get over that. And even if it does get over that, it's cleaning the fucking clothes. It's not cleaning the floor. So it's like you gotta declutter a lot or live a minimalist lifestyle, if you will. And so like I'm in the even with technology, I'm like I've had so much technology that I'm technology out, basically. And so now it's like condensing my technology to what I actually need versus like having all these things that I don't need, right? And so again, this is went on a tangent a little bit, but it's like the the mistakes of yesterday, don't bring them or learn from them for today. Don't make those same mistakes today. Learn from them. Because if you're making the same mistake that you made yesterday, well, you didn't learn. And honestly, that sucks because you could repeat this same mistake for a lifetime and never learn shit about that mistake for a lifetime. You might be choosing the same toxic girl, the same toxic guy who doesn't help you grow, right? You could be stuck in that cycle. And the most dangerous thing about being stuck in the cycle is being stuck in that wrong cycle, because then it's hard to get out. But if you're stuck in a good cycle, which I'll give you an example, okay, boom, you wake up, you drink water. That's all you drink, right? That's your only drink. Then you work out. Then you read a book or something. Then journal, let's say, if you will. Then you get your work done. And it's like, this is a good cycle to be in, right? Because all that is about your growth. But what if you're in a cycle of, okay, let me pop this pill real quick. As soon as you wake up, boom, pop the pill. All right, I'm feeling down. Let me snort this cocaine real quick. Okay, I'm good. Let me go watch some TV for about 5 hours. Okay, let me go ahead and fucking eat pizza, eat all this fast food, all this junk. Really, it's all poison universally. All food is basically poison, but you could choose the good poison or the bad poison. But again, it's like that cycle will only lead to you becoming fat. Your mental state probably isn't right. Your health definitely isn't right. Your relationships are probably not right. Your money is not right because you're consuming things, right? And so get out these bad cycles and replace it. Don't eliminate it, because you got to replace it with something else, or else you just go fall back into that vice. But before I go on another tangent, this has been the video. I'll see you guys on the 14th, which is a week ish from now. Um, and that will be officially the last live that I do for an undetermined period of time. And maybe I'll have that period of time for you on the 14th. But stay tuned, enjoy the shorts, enjoy the community collaborations, and keep a lookout for the description, because once that changes, then you know everything is in effect. But stay tuned. Peace.